Hello there. How's everyone? Hope you're all well. Alright, we're close. Hope you've all had a nice long weekend so far, wherever you are in Australia. For those of you who have long weekends anyway, start indeed. Hey everyone, nice to see you all. Nice to see you all indeed. Well, hi there everyone. Welcome to tonight's live chat and live stream. We are talking Polestar 2 tonight. Polestar 2 coming to Australia in 2022. And it's the 2022 version, obviously. And all three variants coming to Australia. So very exciting indeed. Got lots of information, lots to get through tonight. So thank you very much indeed for joining us. Make sure you leave a comment below in the live chat box telling me where you're watching from. If you're watching this on replay, tell me where you're watching from as well, and whether you own an EV, and whether you're actually thinking about owning a Polestar 2 coming to Australia in 2022, or maybe even another EV. Maybe you're tossing up between Polestar 2, Tesla Model 3, Model Y maybe, if it's coming next year possibly, or even the Hyundai Ioniq 5. So there are certainly a few players in the market coming to Australia next year that the Polestar 2 is up against. Welcome everyone, thank you for joining us. And as I said, make sure you pop in the chat box where you're watching from, whether you're thinking about buying an EV or you own one already. And if you're watching on replay, hello as well. Make sure you do the same thing, tell me where you're watching from and whether you're thinking about buying a Polestar 2. Alright, let's take a few comments here. We've got Ang Pang, can't wait. Yeah, me too. I can't wait either. Looking forward to tonight's chat about Polestar 2. Rob says hello from Adelaide. Electric vehicles are so amazing on the road today. They certainly are. We've got Jeff Newport coming evening from Victoria. Hello indeed. Hello Jeff. Thank you for joining us. Got Jackie from Melbourne. Hello Jackie. Hope you're well. Tesla Fanatic. Hello. How are you going? Nice to see you there. Thanks for joining us. We've got Tom as well. Hello from Brisbane. Hey. Hello there. And Max Gill says, hi Tom, these car releases are keeping you busy. Yes, they certainly are indeed. Yes, good though. It's a good thing. I don't mind at all having all these new cars coming on the market next year, hopefully. And Feifei says, good evening Tom. Hello Feifei, nice to see you again. We've got Greg Wilson. Hello Greg, nice of you to join us. Aussie Astronaut, hello from Northern New South Wales. Hello there, Aussie. Nice of you to join us again today. And Kevin, my man Kevin from Lakeland, Florida. Hey, Kevin, nice of you to join us. Thank you so much. And those of you who have just joined us, welcome. And make sure you leave in the comments there where you're watching from. And if you're thinking about buying a Polestar 2 tonight, which is what we're talking about, or whether you own another EV, or maybe looking at another EV, nice to have you on tonight. We've got Tech Maniac from Tassie. We've got Brad and Edan from Tesla Taz checking in from Tasmania. How are you going? We're very well. Thank you, Tech Maniac. Nice of you to join us. Nice to see you on the live stream there. And those of you who have joined us, make sure you think about supporting the channel by purchasing a super chat message or sticker. Your comment will stay longer on screen there. And if you want to ask a question tonight, make sure you have a look at the video description for instructions on how to do so. Otherwise, you can just use the StreamYard link here. I'm going to pop here on the screen. And there, if you want to come on the stream and join us, by all means, certainly do. We've got lots to get through tonight about the Polestar 2, lots of exciting information. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. And, of course, leave a comment in the chat box there and on the replay in the comment section. Hello and welcome. Where are you watching from? Do you own an EV? All right, let's take some more comments. We've got Robin Sharma. Hi, Robin. Nice of you to join us. The True Phoenix AU from Brisbane NRL Grand Final just finished. Too good timing. Yes, that was not coincidental at all. I was watching it as well. Very exciting finish. Scott McGregor, hey, evening, Tom. Hey, Scott, nice to see you. I'm sorry I'm late. NRL Grand Final. No problem at all. I was just turning my television off as well at the same time. Tech Maniac said, just dropped a like. I quite like the new Polestar 2. Yes, glad it will be here. I don't mind it actually. It looks quite good. Interesting paint, Greg says. Interesting parts, sorry. Those chose by reducing price and selling packs. Yeah, it's not a bad strategy really to keep it under the threshold for the EV rebates in New South Wales and Victoria, and probably in South Australia and other states as well to come. All right, well, let's get straight into it, and we'll let the others join in. We've got 32 viewers at the moment, so thank you guys and girls for joining us tonight again on a Sunday night on a long weekend. Hope you're all well. Hope you've all had a great day. Certainly a beautiful day here in Sydney. Let's just share this screen here. Here we go. All right, so that is the Polestar 2 website. For those of you who don't know Polestar 2, this is what it looks like. I'll just scroll down the screen here. Not a bad looking website. So as you scroll down the page, it sort of does this thing where you can roll through the car like that. It looks to me like, I thought it might have been an SUV, but it actually looks like they call it a fastback. A fast hatch, something like that. So it might just be a sedan with a hatchback, I think. It doesn't look super high. So this might actually be competing with, I don't know, somewhere between the Model 3 and Model Y, just on inspection initially anyway. Let's keep scrolling down here, and you can see a bit of yellow in the brake calipers and in the car. That's, I think, the performance pack, but we'll certainly get through that later on. There's the front there with what appears to be a grill looking thing. I don't think there's a grill in there because it's an EV, but it's got that grill design, I guess, a remnant of ICE cars, but that's what it looks like from the front, and then the Polestar logo there on the bonnet there. And then you keep rolling down. We have specs there. We'll go through the specs in more detail as we go along the stream. It says initially WLTP range up to 540. I think that's the single motor long range variant. And then power up to 300 kilowatts. I assume that would be the all-wheel drive long range variant. And we'll certainly get through all the specs, like I said. Exterior, and then there's more on the, there's the car from the interior. There we go. As you scroll down the page, you sort of zoom into the car like that. And there you go. That's the big touchscreen in the middle there. That's becoming very much the standard now, with EVs, I guess, these days. Dare I say, copying Tesla, I suppose, but it's not really copying Tesla. I think this is probably the most efficient way to get all the functions there. But there are some buttons, as you can see, in the middle there. I did see a review, I think Top Gear Review showed the reviewer having his forearm resting on that knob, that big knob in the middle there, to help support those who can't keep their arm up too long for whatever reason to touch the screen. So there you go. And we've got our first super chat. Thank you, Tech Maniac. That's very nice of you. $2 there. Hope you enjoy the small gift about to call in. Hey, awesome. Nice to have you on. We're looking forward to seeing you on. So thank you again for the super chat. And of course, for those of you who want to support the channel, please feel free to do what Tech Maniac has done with the gift there. So thank you very much. Let's take some comments about the car now. We've got... Well, first of all, Aussie Astronaut says, absolutely loving my new Model 3. Used a supercharger for the first time yesterday. Awesome. And Romy says, happy daylight savings. The True Phoenix says, it looks like the old Celica. And Greg says, a lot of US reviewers comparing it more to the Mustang Mach-E than a Tesla. And Jeff Newport says, lol, grill looks like a mouthful of teeth. Yeah, I guess grills do, I guess. And Greg Wilson says, both motors are the same size. A lot of EVs have a bigger screen, motor in the rear and a smaller one in the front. And George Pritchard says, looks like a Volvo screen. All right, we've got some callers here, some young viewers of ours about to come on the screen right now. And let's get them on. We've got Brad and Edan from Tasmania. There we go. Let's add to the stream right now. Hey guys, how you going?
How you going, Tom?
Hey, nice to see you both. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good, thanks.
Once
Awesome.
the paddock dries up, we'll have to record a new Tesla Tom in Tasmania.
Yeah. Thanks for those. They're awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So you happy to join us tonight to chat more about the Polestar?
Definitely.
With the stream? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Polestar 2, yeah, quite like it. I'd still rather have the Model 3 for the point of I like sedans personally. I'm just a sedan guy. And also the value of the options when you get a Model 3 base. Although this is like $2,000 cheaper than Model 3. Once you add $5,000 for adaptive cruise control and then like things like heated rear seats and stuff, you can't get it in the Model 3. So I suppose it's a bit of a luxury pack. That's another $5,000 or $6,000, I think, something like that.
Yep.
So
yep.
Yeah, Model 3 is probably slightly better value, but apart from that.
Yeah, no, they're very good points, and we'll certainly get through that. I've got a few slides coming up with those packs you're talking about. And look, it's probably a smart marketing ploy to get the price under like the New South Wales and Victoria EV rebates,
definitely.
but you're right. The packs are quite expensive, but we'll see. We'll compare standard versus the packs a bit later on.
All right then.
All right. Let's keep going. Do you guys want to stay on? Do you want to join the
If
chat?
you
What do you
want,
want to do?
if you want, up to
All
you.
right, let's keep you guys on. You're more than welcome to stay or leave, up to you. All right, so let's
Yes.
keep going. Let's keep
Stay
going
on
through the
then.
website here, and so there you go. There's the interior, and keep going. That's I think there's vegan interior for the upgrades. We'll get through that, of course. Doesn't look too bad actually, to be honest with you. As you'd expect from a brand
It's nice.
that Volvo's put their fingers into.
I don't personally like the tunnel. It's a little bit too high. I sound like I'm complaining, don't I?
No, not at
Yeah.
all. No, it's good to be honest. I'm sure there are a lot of people looking at buying a Polestar, so it's
A lot
good to
of
have
people
honest opinions.
prefer this over the Model 3 interior.
Mm.
I showed it to my dad, and he was saying how he prefers standard car interiors and stuff. I prefer the Model 3 personally, but yeah.
Yep, certainly a personal choice. I think the tunnel is a remnant again of the fact that it's built on an XC40
Yeah,
platform from
XC40, and
Volvo.
there's not a flat floor in the rear as well, so they had to build it up a little bit.
Yeah, so it's not a ground-up EV by any means,
No.
but good point there. So let's keep rolling through this website here, and again, it's built on a Google Android platform. So yeah, that'll be interesting how
Nice.
how Apple phones will pair with that kind of thing. I think they've got. I'm not sure whether they've got Apple
CarPlay, I think
either.
is included.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely
Yeah.
sure.
I think I might have as well. Let's keep going, and then the rest of the website is just stuff on the packs, so which we'll do very shortly. So yeah, the rest is all marketing. So let's get rid of this and let's share. I might just remove this, and we'll share something else. Here we go. We've got
Up nice and big.
yeah. There you go, guys. Let's share
The
my
front page.
slides. Here we go. Chrome tab, got live slides, here we are. Okay, so these are my slides for the Polestar. Let's see what's coming on. There we go. So,
Awesome.
let's do this. So, lots of specs tonight, guys, so bear with me, and we're doing a deep dive tonight, everyone. So let's take some more comments quickly before we do keep going. We've got a comment from, I think George already put this up, but it looks like a Volvo screen. I haven't driven a Volvo or been in a Volvo for a while, but I'll take your word for it. And Greg says Geely, which is a Chinese EV company, owns Volvo and Polestar. Yes, that's very true. It will be built in China. Scott says the boys. That's you guys.
The boys. G'day, Scott.
Fei, it's slower than Model 3. Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Both the
another
SR
thing.
and long range 0 to 100 and 7.4. Yes, that is much slower than the SR Plus for 3. And Scott says transmission tunnel has batteries in it. Yes, very true.
I didn't know that.
That's where the batteries
I
are.
didn't think it was just empty room, so
So that's why the tunnel's still there. And Greg says also weighs around 2.2 tons. Yes, we'll certainly get through the weight as well. Thank you, Greg. All right, let's go through the slides now. So, I'll work this out. Here we go. So this is the press release that Polestar sent me today, actually, which is very nice of the PR manager got in touch with me knowing that I was doing this live stream today, so she sent me this press release. So let's read this out. Pricing for Australia's first all-electric model from Swedish electric performance car brand Polestar is geared to broaden the appeal of electric mobility in Australia. By delivering a compelling ownership proposition, the new Polestar 2 will raise the bar in the premium electric vehicle segment when it goes on sale in January 2022. The Polestar 2 Electric Performance Fastback, that's what I was saying before, it's called the Fastback, model range will start from $59,900 MSRP for the standard range single motor and $64,900 MSRP for the long range single motor. Both single motor variants fall under the threshold for the $3,000 EV rebate in New South Wales and Victoria, as well as significant stamp duty savings. The Polestar 2 long range dual motor variant headlines the model range, which will launch at a highly competitive price of $69,900 MSRP. What do you guys think? Is that competitive enough for you? Lost the boys there, but yeah, I was just asking what you guys can tell me in the chat if that's competitive enough for the long range all drive 69,900. That's pretty good. We'll go through the pricing, of course. Yep. Thanks, guys. We'll go through the pricing a bit later on too. I'll compare it to the 3 and the Hyundai and the Y. Added to the sharp price positioning and the comprehensive product offering, Polestar 2 buyers will also benefit from complimentary 5-year unlimited kilometer manufacturer warranty. I think the battery is actually 8-year, 160,000 kilometers, 5-year roadside assistance, and a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer service plan. The competitiveness of the Polestar 2 launch pricing belies the focus on a design-driven philosophy that delivers the high quality and solid driving experience that sets the all-electric fastback apart. Features such as vegan upholstery, or Android Automotive OS-powered infotainment system with Google built-in, and avant-garde interior and exterior design all are clear hallmarks of the Polestar 2. Constant, and this is important here, constant development also means that new features and system upgrades can be deployed via over-the-air updates without the need to visit a service point. So there you go. So that's good that they're implementing over-the-air updates like Tesla. Don't bring
Does anyone know how service would work if something was to happen with a car?
Yeah, good point. Hey, yeah, I'd love to look that up. I think. Well, given that the car will be sold through a central process, I wonder whether the dealers will be involved with the service. I would imagine
possibly
so.
Volvo dealer.
Probably.
I doubt it.
I'd say so.
Maybe.
Yep, they're the closest.
Yeah.
Maybe third party as well, like third party body shops.
A bit more infrastructure than Tesla.
Yeah, that's true. There's a Volvo at pretty much every town, every suburb. Oh, well, not every suburb, but a lot of suburbs in cities.
We've got one a little bit more local than the nearest service centre.
Yeah, for you guys at least, anyway.
in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's a big trip. Robin Sharma got a comment here. Says, I think Polestar 2 is better looking than the Tesla Model 3. Ooh, what do you think about that?
A lot of people agree with that.
It's not a bad looking car.
My dad reckons it looks better than the Model 3. I don't personally. But it's not a bad looking car. I do like the traditional grille as well at the front, and I like the headlight design.
Yeah.
Parts of it look better than the 3, but I still prefer the Model 3.
Yeah, cars are very personal, obviously. We all know that. So it's not a bad looking car. Yeah, Scott says selected Volvo dealers, I believe. Yep, very true. All right, let's keep going with the next slide I've got here. Polestar will offer a direct-to-consumer online sales model supported by the physical retail presence of Polestar Spaces and Destinations. The brand aims to have representation in various cities around Australia from early 2022, which will enable customers to experience the Polestar 2 in person, supported by Polestar specialists. So it looks like they might have pop-up stores, maybe in shopping centres and other retail outlets like that around Australia. So it might be a roadshow maybe coming around Australia to show off the car. About Polestar 2, here we go. Let's see what Polestar 2 actually is about. Polestar 2 is a Swedish premium electric performance car brand founded by Volvo Cars and Geely Holding. Established in 2017, Polestar enjoys specific technological and engineering synergies with Volvo Cars and benefits from significant economies of scale as a result. The company is headquartered in Gothenburg, Sweden, and its vehicles are available and on the road in 14 global markets across Europe, North America, and China. In 2021, Polestar is expanding to 5 new markets in the Asia-Pacific region, including Australia. Yippee! The Polestar 2 electric performance fastback is the company's first fully electric high-volume car. Globally, the Polestar 2 model range includes 3 variants with a combination of long and standard range batteries as large as 78 kilowatt hours and dual and single motor powertrains as much as 300 kilowatts and 660 Newton meters. In the future, Polestar 3 electric performance SUV will join the portfolio, as well as the Precept, a design study vehicle released in 2020 that is slated for future production. Precept showcases the brand's future vision in terms of sustainability, digital technology, and design. In April 2021, Polestar announced a moonshot goal of creating a truly climate-neutral car by 2030 without offsetting carbon through tree planting. That's pretty good. So Polestar 3 looks like it'll be an SUV version of the Polestar 2. Rick says, hard to top Model 3, one of the best-looking cars on the road. Yeah, tend to agree there. And
yeah, that's right.
George says, might be like Hyundai, they have blue drive dealers. Yep, like what you were saying before, guys, about that. And Greg says, Beyond did highway test with a dual motor, only managed 305 kilometers at 120 kilometers an hour, same as a Model 3 SR Plus. Model 3 LR gets 420 under the same conditions. There you go.
Got the new setup.
Yeah, look at that. All those Matchbox cars.
Oh, yeah. Got a red one like yours somewhere.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Got the
I
Cybertruck.
I brought all of them in Australia.
That's why we're short in stock.
What'd you call your car again?
The red one?
Yeah,
It's my wife's. It's called Asta.
that's right.
Asta.
I remember finding screenshots on. Yeah, that's it. Well, there's Asta. Anyway,
Awesome.
I'll let you get on.
All right, let's keep going with my slide. So there's a summary of the pricing there for you guys to have a look at. So standard range, single motor, 59,900. These are MSRP, by the way, pre on roads. Long range single motor, 64,900. Long range dual motor, 69,900. And then the packs. Now these interesting packs we're going to go through shortly. Each pack costs between $5,000 and $8,000. So that'll be good to go through because a lot of things are actually not standard with the basic variant of the car. And you've got to actually... Hey, my mouse is there. Look at that. I didn't think that showed up. Cool, I can actually point now. And also, we'll go through all the specs as well later on, because I'm going to compare this with Model 3Y and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Yep. And I've got Elisha Dugan saying the Polestar 2 would be good to see in person. Yes, it certainly would be. And I've certainly requested to do a test drive once we are able to in Sydney. Looking forward to that. All right, let's keep going with the next slide. Okay, so these are the packs we were talking about before, and like I said, a lot of these don't come standard on the Polestar 2, so you've actually got to purchase these packs. And those of you who've just joined us, by the way, I'll just do a quick bit of housekeeping. Welcome. We're talking Hyundai. We're talking Polestar 2 tonight, comparing it to Hyundai later on, but we're talking Polestar 2 tonight. All the specs, we're doing a deep dive, answering all questions. Don't profess to have all the answers, but we'll look these up later on if we can't find them, but hopefully with a hive mind we will get some answers for everyone, and we're going to compare it to Hyundai Ioniq 5, Model 3, Model Y later on. And if you want to support the channel, please do so by purchasing a super chat message or sticker like these boys did. Thank you very much, guys, for that. And you'll see your comment and question higher up on the screen and for longer too. And if you want to ask a question on camera, join us. You can use my StreamYard link, which I'm going to put now in the comments section. You're more than welcome to come on there.
Easy enough to do.
Yeah, very easy. Hey, you just need Chrome and a computer, basically, or even a device. And leave in the comment section where you're watching from. If you're watching on the replay or in the live chat, if you're watching live, hello and welcome. Where are you watching from? Do you own an EV? Nice to have you guys on there. All right, and let's go on to these custom packs now. So, as standard with the exterior, you get $5,000 for the Pilot pack. You get automatically dimming, retractable frameless mirrors if you buy the Pilot pack. So the standard driver assistance, you do get runoff road mitigation, oncoming lane mitigation, lane keeping aid, post-impact braking, connected safety, driver alert control, road sign information, and speed limiter. And then with the Pilot pack, you get driver awareness with all the standard systems, plus adaptive cruise control and pilot assist. I have to say, I do quite like adaptive cruise control in our Teslas. It'd be hard to not have adaptive cruise control. I think a lot of cars...
Standard cruise on the car now is pretty old.
Yeah, and it's pretty standard nowadays.
I'm curious to see what pilot assist is actually like, because from the very small amount of research I did, it was basically like saying that it was assisting the driver in keeping their lane by nudging you back in, which sounds like Hyundai crap. But we'll see.
Yeah, I do agree. I think from what I've seen too, it's basically just like lane keeping on steroids rather than true auto steer or autopilot.
Yeah.
But anyway, it'd be good to see once we get the test drive going.
I've been in a like that, and it's not very reliable. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yep, can be hit and miss. So headlights, adaptive LED headlights versus pixel LED headlights with intelligent intensity and shading against dazzling for the 5K Pilot pack. And park assist, you get 12 versus 8 sensors. And then cameras, only the rear cameras for the standard. Oh, okay, that's very thrifty. And then Pilot pack, it's a 360 degree with a bird's eye view. So yeah, I think I would probably, if I was going to buy a Polestar, I'd probably add the Pilot pack, or at least want to call it the Pilot pack
as well.
Yeah, yep, agreed.
Definitely.
Let's have a look at the performance pack now. So this goes through the wheels, brakes, seat belts, and dampers. So on the standard, you get 19-inch black diamond cut alloy wheels. Whereas with the $8,000 performance pack, you get 20-inch polished forged alloy wheels with gold valve caps. That's one we saw before on the website. And performance summer tires. And with the brakes, you get, they look pretty standard brakes. Whereas with performance, you get the Swedish gold Brembo 4-piston fixed aluminium front calipers. I think Tesla, there's Brembo comes standard anyway, I believe.
Yeah, they're just not
Um,
branded as Brembos.
yeah, that's right. It's an OEM. Seatbelts, you get this nice gold Swedish seatbelts.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow. Yeah, I've got to say they look a little bit
They're
tacky, to
cool.
be honest
I
with
like
you.
them.
You like them?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're a
okay.
bit over. Like, I think it should be like black with yellow accents in it and stuff. But solid yellow adds a bit of contrast to the interior, I suppose. Some people might
Yeah.
like it.
I mean, from the videos I've seen, they don't look too flash, but I mean, it'd be good to see
Yeah,
them up close, I guess, before judging too much.
I think red
And
ones will
then,
look
yeah, hey, that'd be cool. Yeah. So dampers, twin tube, single flow shock absorbers versus I'm not going to
better.
pronounce that.
Olan's,
Dual flow
Olan's,
Olin's dual flow
something
valve
like that.
dampers with 22 settings. um, yeah. So George Pritchard says the pilot pack is like Tesla autopilot, but in a Swedish car, not a USA car. Okay. So George seems to think it's. Is that a joke, or you think it's actually autopilot?
Oh, I don't know. Possibly I'm taking it as a joke and I'm not meant to. Sorry, George.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go on with the next slide. So, okay, so would you take on the performance pack for 8,000?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So for the upgraded wheels, we've got 20 inches Ford Y-spoke black polished forged alloy wheels with gold valve caps and the performance summer tyres, whatever they actually are. They don't list what the tyres are going to be. The brakes upgraded from standard brakes to the Swedish gold, in other words, probably yellow Brembo 4-piston fixed aluminium front calipers. So Brembo brakes. Seat belts, you got your yellow Swedish gold seat belts. And dampers, so Olin's dual flow valve dampers with 22 settings. So
Yeah. Okay.
adaptive dampers, I think. Is it? I don't know. I'm probably just talking crap.
Yeah. Dampers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Well, I probably wouldn't go for the 8 grand. I might change the tires, but is that really going to cost 8 grand? No, I wouldn't. I guess I'd
So
probably get
the
it for cheaper.
performance pack in a long range dual motor, performance pack doesn't add any acceleration. It's just like a track pack.
Okay.
I'm assuming. Because it doesn't say any kind of acceleration improvement. If it was an acceleration improvement, I'd consider it. But if it's just brakes, unless I was tracking the car, I wouldn't get it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. A lot of it's just not cosmetic, but just makes it look better, I guess.
Yeah,
rather
like
than-
Tesla's pack where they have the upgraded tyres and the 0G wheels and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yep. So I think I'd personally probably skip that. I'd definitely go the pilot pack. I'd probably skip
Yeah, I'll
the
get the
8K.
pilot pack and skip the performance pack.
Yeah. Let's go through the plus pack. Now, this one is interesting. It's more, again, a lot of this is cosmetic and just makes life very luxurious inside the cabin. Let's go through it. So,
Improved driving experience.
yes, that's the one. That's what I was after. So, standard, you get roof with protective metallic coating versus a
with the
full
metal
length
roof.
metal versus panoramic roof with projected Polestar symbol.
It is nice. What does
Yeah,
it mean by
looks-
projected Polestar symbol?
I don't know whether it's like embossed or what, where the light comes on in the dark. Yeah, that's
knows?
interesting, isn't it?
Anyway, panoramic roof is nice.
Yeah, the glass roof is certainly something in Tesla. So yeah,
Definitely
very
Model
tempting.
3.
Yeah, laminated glass rear windows versus plus pack is tinted laminated glass rear windows. So okay, tinted windows are nice. Interior lights, mid-level illumination versus high-level illumination. I guess maybe nicer floor lights, maybe even I suppose if they change colors, they'd probably say that in the specs.
Ambient lights or something.
Yeah. Seats, power seats with mechanical backrest, 4-way power lumbar support, whereas the Plus Pack gets full power seats, including 4-way power lumbar support, memory on driver seat, and mechanical extension and backrest storage nets. Okay, so a bit more powered in the seats rather than, I guess, maybe the standard. You got to pull the seat mechanically, like old school style, versus being powered. Upholstery is charcoal, two-tone zinc embossed versus vegan weave tech or slate with black ash deco inlays. Sounds very nice. Optional interior feature, the nil for standard versus perforated nappa with ventilated front seats and reconstructed wood
That seat's
deco.
nice.
Yeah, it sounds
I
good.
wish
And ventilated
you
front
pick
seats are
that
good.
one as a separate option.
Yeah,
Because
like
I don't go
a
much
add-on.
for wood grain, just in cars in general. I don't mind the Model 3 wood grain, but
Yeah, I mean the ventilated front seats, that's good in summer, I guess, or even like in winter if you want it. I'm not sure whether it's heating
Ventilated seat.
or cold.
It's both.
It's both. Okay. Okay. Cool. Boot is the same size. 12-volt connection in the boot for standard is pretty cool. That's something I wish the Teslas had, actually. That's pretty cool for camping
Yeah,
and
that would
stuff.
be useful.
And a lid and lid storage with a bag holder. It sounds like maybe an underfloor thing for Plus. Sorry. Heated front seats. Okay. Heated front and rear seats for the Plus and the steering wheel. Nice. And heat pump for the Plus pack.
That's
Complimentary.
what I was missing last time when I was talking about it. Heat pump.
Yeah, heat pump. Complementary to the climate system, using waste heat from the motor and the battery to control temperature and increase real life range. Okay. I suppose it makes the car more efficient. And then the audio is better in the Plus. Get Harman Kardon premium sound. And then connections, you get 4 USB connections with 15-watt inductive smartphone phone charging. So wireless charging like the Tesla. Yeah. This is a tough one. For $6,000, I at a stretch, if I was going to buy a Polestar, I probably would. I probably would, actually.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the $6,000, probably the value is probably coming out in the windows, I'd say. Power seats. So basically, the difference between the seat is you got memory seats, backrest storage nets, which should be standard. So the adjustment forward and backward is powered, but then you have to adjust the backrest manually. Not that different.
Makes sense. I mean, yeah, it probably doesn't. I mean, it's nice, but not, not, I guess.
And a better interior. But yeah, it could be worth $6,000, depends who you are.
Yeah. We've got some comments here. Scott says, might feel like a crash test dummy with those yellow seatbelts on.
Yeah, that's
Good
right,
point
Scott.
there. That's pretty funny. And Scott also says, yep, it's look, not feel. Pilot Pack would be the best. Yeah, I think Pilot Pack is a good value for sure. And Greg says, I would want the Plus Pack, heat pump and cooled seats. Yeah, I agree, actually. The heat pump does make a
Cooled
difference to
seats
the
would be
efficiency.
nice in a car. I think that should be an option in Model 3.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be nice in summer, for sure. Now, the next slide I've got is something I've got from EV Database. Now, obviously, range, the car companies state their ranges, but I do like EV Database or Electric Vehicle Database because they do a lot of testing and they give different conditions as well. So that's why I put that on here. So we've got 3 variants coming to Australia as far as I know. We've got the Polestar 2 in the standard range single motor. And then we've got Polestar 2 long-range single motor, which just quietly, I kind of wish our Tesla Model 3s had an option for long-range single motor. It does increase the range.
For a little while, but only in the US.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, it would be nice if they kept that.
Mid-ranges and long-range rear-wheel drive and stuff.
Yeah. And then obviously Polestar 2 long-range dual-motor all-wheel drive. So there we go. They're the 3 variants. And the range that EV Database has given us is the Polestar 2 single motor range is between 250 and 510 kilometers versus Polestar 2 long range single motor 305 to 620. So that's pretty good at the top end here.
That's pretty good improvement.
Yeah, that's for the city mild weather stuff. So like, obviously but like sort of autumn for us in Sydney, autumn, spring, nice days, driving the city. And then the Polestar long-range dual motor is between 285 and 570 kilometers. So, I mean, I'm not sure about you guys in Tassie, but we don't really get super cold weather really here in Sydney. Yeah, you guys do. So you probably have to look at the cold weather stuff here on the left column.
You'll get your disabled regen in your Model 3 down here.
Yeah, I get that in the morning sometimes in winter.
Yeah, it's usually under 15 degrees. But
15.
Yeah,
yep.
Pretty much every morning from March to like November, you'd have no regen for a little while.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, look, even single range single motor, standard range single motor in combined cold weather, you're looking at 295. Again, that's not terrible for city driving. Can certainly live with that day to day for urban commutes.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad. Again, it does drop when you're driving on the highway, of course, down to 250. So that's the Polestar 2 range, and then we look at a couple more things here. So acceleration, let's compare the 3 variants. So we've got standard range single motor and also the long range single motor. So the cars with one motor, the acceleration 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is 7.4 seconds, and then top speed of 160. And range we've gone through already, and the power is 165 for the single motor standard range versus 170 for the single motor long range. And
Pretty good. That's good power. Is that out
not
of the
bad.
wheels?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good. That's pretty good.
Mm. And it's a front wheel drive as well for the single motor. Again, belying the fact that it's not a ground up EV, it's a front wheel
Mm.
drive
Yeah,
vehicle.
it's not Tesla power, but it's pretty good power. It's equivalent to the average car.
Mm, indeed. And then we've got the long range dual motor, which acceleration is 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds.
That's not too
And
bad.
it's not bad, right? It's not the performance for Model 3, but I think it's same
What's
as
the
long
Model
range.
3 dual motor non-performance acceleration?
I think it's about that. I think it's around 4-ish
Yeah,
seconds. I'll
that's
have to
what I
double
was
check
thinking,
that.
like 4.6.
Yeah. And then the power is 300 kilowatts, so it's pretty good. It's pretty high there.
That is
Let's have a
good.
look. That's pretty fast, pretty powerful. And let's have a look at the battery. So 64 kilowatt hours for the single motor cars, and then 78
Tesla, I
kilowatt
think standard
hours,
Teslas are 55 kilowatt, aren't they?
55 correct. And long range dual motor is 78 for the Polestar 2. I think the new Panasonic LFP, sorry, not LFP, NCM batteries from Gigafactory Shanghai is 82. So pretty
For the
similar, I guess.
dual motor.
Long range, yeah, a Tesla long
Yeah,
range. Yep.
yeah,
Uh,
that's
uh,
interesting.
yeah. Max
Your
AC
car's
charging 11 kilowatts, and fast charge is 115 kilowatts for the single motors, and then 151 kilowatts for the dual motor cars. So a bit of a difference there, but I guess in reality, if you can get 115 for single motor, that's not too bad already. But it would be nice to have the extra charging speed, I guess, for the chargers that can offer it, like the Charge Fox and EV chargers that go to 350. All right, so that is the Polestar in-house specs, and then we've got the dimensions. So we're going to compare the dimensions with Hyundai and Tesla very shortly, but they are there listed. They're all the same, all the variants. The only difference being the weight. The weight of the single motor standard range car is 2,390 kilograms versus 2,600 for the long range dual motor, and long range single motor is 2,490. So makes sense that they're incrementally more heavy as you go along. Nice hat there, Eden. Love it.
Brad's hat.
Nice.
Just trying to get it on there, right?
I
Anyway,
want a Tesla Cup.
$30 maybe, I think it was.
All right.
Yep.
They're all 5 seats. And it's a Volvo CMA platform, and it's not an EV dedicated platform, as we said earlier. Classified as a liftback sedan in European markets. And yeah, let's go on to the next slide. So these next two slides, I have compared with Tesla Model 3 and Model Y SR range versus the Polestar 2 single range. So this might be of interest for people who are considering Polestar 2 versus what's currently on the market or what might be coming on the market.
I'll be back in a minute.
No worries. Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, thanks, Tom. How you going?
Very well, thanks. Okay, so let's go through the pricing. First of all, so Model 3 is... click the screen. So Model 3 price is $59,990, 900 pre-on roads, and obviously Model Y has not come to Australia yet, so we can only guess the price might be $66,000 thereabouts, just judging on the Hong Kong pricing. Yep. And then Polestar 2 is coming in at $59,900, very similar to Model 3. So yeah, they've really made an effort to keep the price similar as Model 3. And Scott says, tow rating for Australia, Tom. Hopefully Australia gets the 1,500 kilogram braked towing. Yeah, hopefully too. And also hopefully the Model Y will get that as well, because we saw that earlier with the approval from the Australian regulators that I think it's also approved for 1,500 kilograms of brake towing. Battery usage, usable kilowatt hours, 52.5 kilowatt hours for Model 3 versus 61 for Polestar 2 SR. And then the range is 350 for Model 3 SR Plus, 455 WLTP. Now, the EV database website does not have its own testing yet for Model Y, so we've got to use WLTP, which does tend to exaggerate by about 20% for range. And then Polestar 2 is 350. So on par with SR Plus Model 3. And I've got Sid EV on. Hey, Sid EV. Hey, Rob. Nice to see you. And not impressed with that range. Yeah, I mean, this is only standard range. So let's go through the long range stuff as well. Max asks, what is the difference in ground clearance to Model Y? I don't have that information. Maybe Brad, if you get a chance, or Eden, to check that out for us while we're doing this. It's up to you. And Greg says, no car company is close to Tesla's efficiencies. Yeah, I haven't quite seen anything yet. Maybe the Hyundai Ioniq, the first one, did. Yeah, that's true. Tesla efficiency is pretty good, particularly for the Model 3. So let's go through acceleration now. So 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 5.6 for Model 3 SR Plus, 5.6 for Model Y, 7.4 for SR. So yeah, much slower than the Teslas. Max speed 225, 217, 160, so a lot slower again. And same with the power, 239 for Tesla 3 versus 165 for the Polestar 2. And then top AC is 11 kilowatts across the board. And then top DC charging is 170 for the Teslas versus 115 for the Polestar 2. Now, in terms of the length, width, and height and weight, let's go through these. So Tesla Model 3 is 4694. Tesla Model Y is a little bit longer at 4751. Here's a good chance for you guys who are comparing the 3 and the Y. It's about 5 centimeters longer, the Model Y.
I think Brad's on his research right now. I'm not really sure. Yeah. I'm a bit far away from the computer.
Oh, good. Chime in whenever. And Polestar 2 SR is 4607, so actually a little bit shorter than the Model 3 SR Plus, just a tiny bit. And width-wise, the Teslas we know are a little bit wider, 1849 for 3 and 1921 for Y, so we're looking at, let me see, about 10 centimeters, 8 centimeters wider for the Y. And then the SR Polestar 2 is 1800, so a little bit skinnier than the Model 3 SR Plus. In terms of the height, now we said before the Polestar 2 is like a fastback, so it's actually on par with the Model 3 SR Plus, just a tiny bit taller, maybe 2 or 3 centimeters taller, certainly much shorter than the Model Y SR. So the Polestar 2 is definitely not an SUV, looking at these numbers, or definitely not as tall anyway as the Model Y. And the weight, we're looking at 2,015 kilograms, so over 2 tons, and then 1825 for Model 3 SR Plus. And cargo is always interesting. Even though the Polestar 2 SR cargo is 405 liters, and it's got a hatchback opening, it's actually still less than the SR Plus Model 3 at 542. Excuse me. So it's still got a bit more cargo space for the Tesla, and of course Model Y is a much bigger car, 854 liters. So that's the standard range stuff.
So it still has less than Model 3. That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Still got less storage.
It looks like a bigger car. It should really fit more, but
Yeah, it should be.
does it have a frunk? So it's not a EV.
It does have a frunk. Yes, I think it does. I'll have to look at the different carrying capacity. Got some comments here. So, okay, we got Ray here saying 17 centimeter ground clearance. I think that's for the Polestar 2, maybe. And Scott says 167. There you go, guys. That's there were questions you were asking.
Frunk's pretty good. Brad just looked it up. It's decent.
Oh, let me put you on large. Hang on. Before you do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that looks pretty good actually.
Not too bad. Model 3-esque size.
Yeah. Had to see it in real life though.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
Can't wait until one's on EV.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that, guys. That's good. And then Varun Suri's got a question. Why the range for Tesla SR is 350, not 448? Yeah, so got a couple of people answering that question. Scott says, Varun, that's real world range from EV database, correct? And WLTP does overestimate range occasionally too. So not always real world. Okay, Ray says that was for Model Y. So his ground clearance, where is it up here? He said was 170. There you go. So 170 versus 167 for Polestar. Okay, and Scott says not in the all-wheel drive. Only the rear-wheel drive gets or the single motor gets the frunk. There you go. Only the single motor variants get the frunk for the Polestar 2. Okay, and let's keep going with my slides. So this is the top end stuff. So we've got Model 3 long range, comparing it to Model Y long range, comparing it to Polestar 2, dual motor long range. Sorry, single motor long range versus dual motor long range versus the Hyundai Ioniq 5, single motor and dual motor stuff. Let's go through the pricing now. So got Tesla Model 3. You were asking before, guys, about the long range Model 3. It's 73,000 at the moment in Australia, pre-on roads, and I'm estimating the Model Y will cost around 80,000. Again, I don't have the numbers, not available in Australia yet. And Polestar 2 single motor long range 64,900, and then Polestar 2 long range all-wheel drive another 5,000 for 69,900. That's a pretty competitive price, but then again, don't forget it's without all the packs that we went through earlier as well. So the basic variant is very slim offerings. And then Hyundai is looking quite expensive at the moment. Hey boys, at 71,900 for single motor.
Hyundai basically like a deal breaker for me is that it's not necessarily a high price, but when you compare it to a Tesla, there's just no point buying it over a Tesla, in my opinion. I don't hate Hyundais, I quite like them, but
I'll just make one point about the Hyundais. I'll have to go through the specs again, but if with the Polestar you've got to buy the Plus pack and the Pilot pack, that's another 10 grand on top of your price there. Yeah. So, I guess. But then again,
that illuminated thing was on that glass roof. It's just basically in the rear of the car, it's just Polestar logo LED. I just saw it on the screen, so looks pretty nice.
Yep. Nice gimmick. Not a gimmick, but nice touch, I suppose.
Yeah, well, basically.
And then the Hyundai Ioniq 5 dual motor is 75,900, so a bit more expensive though. So yeah, I mean the Polestar is looking cheaper than the Teslas, but much cheaper than the Tesla Hyundais, and Teslas as well at this stage. But again, without the packs that we talked about. Battery size is pretty similar really across the board. 76 versus 70 versus 75 versus 72.6. Not many kilowatt hours in there between there. And you've obviously got to look at the efficiency of the cars as well, not just the battery size. Now the range is fairly accurate now because EV Database has got testing for the long range Model Y. So we've got Tesla Model 3 coming in at 490. Model Y long range at 455 in ideal conditions. Single motor Polestar 2 long range 425, and dual motor long range at 395, and the Hyundai's at 385 for the single motor and 375 for the dual motor. So that's interesting that the range is less, but then again they've got a smaller battery as well compared to Polestar 2. Certainly the Teslas have got very efficient cars there, like they're in the mid to high 400s already with their battery, which is pretty impressive, considering the Y is a bigger car as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Now acceleration. Now this is where Tesla does definitely win out. So we've got 4.4 seconds for the Model 3.
For the Tesla.
Yeah, 4.4 for Model 3 long range, 5 seconds for long range, which is again pretty good for a big car like the Model Y.
Yeah.
Then the Polestar 2 single motor is 7.4. As we said earlier.
Basically just like a standard car compared to Tesla. Acceleration is always faster than regular cars, well, generally.
Yep.
And then Polestar is just matching every other car on the road, basically, if it's a fast enough car. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. But if you upgrade to the dual motor, if you like acceleration, 4.7 is not bad.
That's pretty good acceleration. That is quite nice.
It's not bad.
You'll probably use 2 or 3 performance, but that's good acceleration. That's fast.
Yeah, exactly. It's faster than the Model Y long range already, and faster than Hyundai Ioniq 5 long range all-wheel drive as well. So that's not bad.
Yep.
Top speed, I won't dwell too much on. I mean, no one's going to hit those speeds really. But 160 for the Polestar 2 is disappointing for the single motor, I got to say. 185 for long range all-wheel drive Ioniq 5 is disappointing as well for 2 motors. Let's look at power. So as you'd expect, the Teslas have got fantastic power at 340 kilowatts for the 3, and then 324 for the Y. Polestar 2 dual motor. I think I might have got this number wrong. It's not 330. I think that's more like 160. That's an error there. Dual motor 300 for Polestar 2, and then Ioniq 5 single motor 160. All-wheel drive is Ioniq 5 long range all-wheel drive. All the cars charge only at 11 kilowatts AC, so they don't take advantage of 22, unfortunately. And the top charging speed for the Teslas is 250 and 210 for 3 and Y respectively. This 151 is a little bit disappointing, and I think it's actually less for the single motor Polestar.
Yeah, that's pretty
115.
disappointing.
So that's
Charging.
an error there.
DC charging.
Yeah.
230 for Hyundai is good. I think they've got the 800 volt architecture, so that's why it's a bit faster with their charging speed. And let's look at the dimensions now. So now we can compare all the three cars next to each other. And we said earlier that the Polestar is actually shorter than the Tesla Model 3. How is it compared to the Hyundais? So it's actually shorter again than the Hyundai Ioniq 5s. There we go. It's the shortest of the three cars there.
That's surprising.
Cars. In terms of width, it's actually, again, the narrowest of the three. Narrower than the 3 and narrower than the Hyundais.
That makes a difference as well. Three's like a sedan plus one. It's like slightly bigger than every other sedan. Well, I'm basically comparing it to Falcons, but just like generally slightly bigger.
It's deceptive, the 3. Like before I got the 3, before I even saw the 3, I thought it was like a small car, like a Mazda 3 almost.
And then you see it and it's like,
yeah, you look at it in real life, like, whoa, it's actually got quite a big nose.
Yeah.
So and the boot's actually like surprisingly quite roomy, as you'll find out very shortly as I go through the rest of the specs. So height-wise, it's actually, we said before, just a slight bit taller than the 3, but shorter than the Y and the Ioniq. And between the Ioniq and the long-range Y, yeah, it's more like a hatch, as I said, a fastback, like a hatchback.
I was expecting it to be more like the size of a ZSEV.
Yeah, exactly. No, nowhere near that, is it? Really?
Yeah.
The height of the Polestar is actually
It's just a Photoshop.
it's even less than the Ioniq 5. And between the Model Y and the Ioniq, the Y is still a little bit taller, just by a couple of centimeters, so not much in it at all, really. Let's look at the weight now. So weight-wise, the Polestar 2 is actually the heaviest of all the cars here. The long-range all-wheel drive is 2188, and then the 3 is the lightest. The single motor Ioniq 5 is 1985. But that's interesting. The Polestar 2 is carrying so much weight there, almost 200 kilograms more than the Model 3, for a car that's very similar in size. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And one more thing before we get to some comments, the cargo. Now this I'm interested in because, again, like I said before, guys, the Model 3 has got quite a deceptively big boot. So let's go through now. So Model 3 is 542, and these numbers are without the second row down. So this is just purely the boot by itself, 542. The Y is 854. That's huge. That does it for me, really. So much space. The Polestar 2 is 405, again less than the 3. And this I didn't expect, that the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the cargo is actually less than the 3. Like that's a shock to me. Yeah, so that's actually less space, the cargo-wise. Thanks, guys, for the comment up there. Scott says not in the all-wheel drive, only the rear drive gets a front. Was that me? Oh, that was me. I put it up, didn't I?
Been up for a while.
All right, I'll take it off. Scott's getting prime time.
How'd you feel that mine's that Tesla charm?
Okay, so that's the specs. I think that's all the slides I've got. So I might just take that away. Let's take some comments. Get you guys nice and big. So let's get some comments here. So Scott did say it's all that extra weight. Yeah, as we said before, it is carrying quite a bit of weight, 200 kilograms more than the Model 3, and even almost 100 kilograms more than the Ioniq 5 as well. And Greg says no car company is close to Tesla's efficiencies.
That's right, Greg.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? City V Rob says, now I know where all the Hot Wheel cars have disappeared.
Mate,
Yeah, you want to see my whole box? I'll go
we've
get a
got
whole
thousands, mate. Yeah, he's got a box with like 40 of them.
Oh gosh.
He's got like more than $100 worth of Hot Wheels. It's an addiction.
Apologies. I said Matchbox before. Sorry, I meant Hot Wheels. You know what I mean.
Oh, same thing. I call them Matchbox cars all the time.
And George says the top speed is lower in the Polestar. Yes, that's very true. I'll keep the specs on so we can chat about that. And what else have we got here? So Greg is asking, did you mention both single motor versions are front wheel drive? Yes, I did actually. We did say that. I think Scott said it was a rear wheel drive, but yeah, I thought it was a front wheel drive as well, Greg. So I'll have to double check that.
There you go, Rob. There you go, Rob. There's your Hot Wheels.
All right, I'm going to hang on, wait, let me put you guys bigger. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Oh my goodness. That is
it's a lot of, and they're all like
cars.
Model 3s. And there's not
Wow.
one white Model 3. We're trying to find one, but...
Wow.
Look out, there's your S.
Hey,
Slightly modified.
that's mine.
Yeah,
Electric
your
blue.
car. Hang on a minute, and
Got the ray gun. There's Asta.
there's your cars.
Hey, you going to keep those unopened? Oh, same
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. We've got a couple unopened. He's got them sitting on his bedside table and stuff, but the other 100 left unopened.
Yeah, I got this one too. Someone off
Yeah.
Twitter sent it to me.
Oh, nice. I see. Nice. How much would each car cost?
$2.
$2 each.
$2 each. Okay. So when you guys are my age, I'm probably almost three times as old as you. So how much is that going to be worth when you're my age? All this stuff.
I guess we'll
Hopefully
find out.
Keep them on open for sure.
I reckon we'll be better off.
All right, let's get through some comments. All right, so what about the EQA? Yes, is the EQA the SUV?
EQA.
It is, isn't it? I think it's the SUV. I think I've got a video on that already.
Oh, that's the thing.
EQS is the sedan.
Yeah, EQS. I've heard of EQC. EQA.
EQC, that's right. I did the EQC review. Yep. EQA is the smaller one.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Oh, well, it looks pretty nice. Pretty nifty.
Noel says Kia EV6 review would be good. Yep. Looking forward to that one too. That's pretty much the same as Ioniq 5, same platform. Yes, Scott says Tom will be looking at those, just focusing on Polestar 2 tonight. Yes, we could go all night. I would like to go all night, but probably not for everyone else. Max says, I don't think Ioniq 5 will sell all their 40 releases due to nobody able to test drive before order date. Yes, sad face here in New South Wales, Victoria. I would like to test drive one, but still in lockdown here, unfortunately.
Maybe eventually. Or one will pop up.
Yeah. Yep. Where is it? Yeah, Greg says 100% front wheel drive. It's on this site. Okay, thank you, Greg, for that. The True Phoenix AU. For me, the cargo capacity difference is what means the Model Y is still what I'm waiting for. Have to get that flat-packed IKEA stuff home somehow. Yeah, too true.
That's another plus for the Y.
Yeah, I do like that cargo. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Aaron says, just my opinion, Polestar looks like old standard car at the moment. Can't beat a Tesla. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, well.
Yep. To each their own, hey, I guess. Greg says it's a very good transitional car for people who don't want the full Model 3. Correct.
It is more traditional than the Model 3 in terms of EVs.
Yep. And it's got best of both worlds. It's got that big screen, but also a few buttons there, I guess. So one thing I'm fussy about is how tactile or how responsive the screens are. Like, there's some of these I've tested where I didn't like the touch. So hopefully...
The MG system was pretty naff.
Yeah, it's not great. It does take a few guys.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible, but yeah.
Yeah. The Porsche's not too bad, the Taycan. It's got a haptic feedback, so it's not bad.
Yeah, what's that actually like? I've heard people having to hard press the screen to get things to register and stuff. Like,
I didn't have it long enough, but from what I had, the hour I had it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
George says, I'm still choosing between Model Y and Ioniq 5. Yeah. Yep.
Model Y. Brad agrees.
Tick, tick.
I don't hate Model Y, but get the Model Y.
Yeah, it's a good value car. If it ever comes. Oh gosh, I hope it comes. No, it's already here. It's been approved. We just got to wait.
Automatic driving. It depends what you mean. Full self-drive or standard autopilot. Every Tesla comes with standard autopilot.
Yep, that's very true. Model 3 long-range price does not include automatic driving. Yes, it comes with auto steer, autopilot, definitely.
I noticed there's not much more on the Model Y.
Well, we don't have the configurator yet in Australia, but if you mean the regulation that I looked through the other day, I think it's still stated autopilot was standard. I'm pretty sure it
it's
is.
standard on every Tesla model. They won't change that anymore.
No, I don't think so either. When is the release date of Model Y? I get this question every week. All right, guys, your turn. You can tell me. When is it coming?
We don't know.
No.
Hopefully soon. Probably
Correct.
next year.
Correct. 2 weeks, give or take. Let's see what else we got. A few more comments before we wrap up today. How many do we think they will sell in the first 12 months?
Oh gosh.
Fair few, honestly. I quite like
Yeah.
the Polestars.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not bad.
For anyone that
Especially
doesn't
with the
like
price.
the Model 3's like in-your-face tech and whatever, something that wants someone that wants something slightly more traditional but still wants something electric, Polestar 2.
Yep. Correct. Yep. It's not a bad looking car. I can't wait to look at it in real life too.
Yeah, it will be nice.
And Gaffer says, don't open them, boys. Don't open them.
No,
I agree.
don't open it.
Okay, Scott's about to head off. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for joining us. And I might also say goodbye as well, guys. Well, boys, thank you so much for joining us. We've got Brad and Edan tonight. And make sure you check out their YouTube channels and follow them on Twitter, Techmaniac
When's
and
your next
Tesla
live?
Taz. What's that, sorry?
When's your next live?
When's my next live? I do every Thursday and plus or minus Sunday, Monday. So we'll do Thursday. And I haven't released this officially yet, but you're hearing it first. We're going to do PPF versus ceramic coating. We've got a special guest on Thursday.
Awesome.
Yep.
So lots of goodies for everyone. Thanks, guys. We'll chat to you later. Thanks for joining us. All the really good information tonight too. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
All right, guys. Well, that's it from me today. And thank you so much for joining us for this very special live stream on the Polestar 2. And thank you also for the boys, Brad and Edan, for joining us tonight. Great to have them on, and make sure you check them out on Twitter and also on YouTube. I'll leave their videos, their channels and Twitter handles on the description later on. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, of course, to the channel if you've not done so already yet. And like I said earlier, we're going to see you on Thursday. Join us. We're doing ceramic coating versus paint protection film for Teslas. Our regular Thursday, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time in Sydney. And as I roll the credits now, here we go. It just no credits. Hello, can you still hear me? Yes. All right, I'm gonna have to wrap up because the Chrome has frozen. Hello there. Can you see me? Credits are not rolling. All right. Well, if you can hear me, I'll just have to say thank you and good night, everyone. And we shall see you on Thursday. Bye now.